3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to another episode of Questlog, a weekly show about video games old and new. My name is Tyler Everett. I am joined triumphantly again by my good friend Brian Maxwell. How's it going, man?
Good evening, sir. It's going
Good
well.
evening.
Which number are we on now?
This is 37. This is episode 37. And
That's a prime number.
Is it a prime number? Thank you for the number update. Is
One
it
of
a
the lonely
number?
numbers.
Yeah.
It is.
It's one
it
of
is.
the
You know.
lonelies. Yeah.
You know this game. It's alone.
I do. Only because you've told me in the past.
Well, it's true.
It's good to know. It's good to know some things never change. This is also the second week in a row that we're two-manning this thing. We're just going to run duos on the podcast. Luke is currently folking his brains out in the woods at a music festival.
Mhm.
And I'm going to join him tomorrow. So that should be fun. That's why we're doing the show early tonight. Kring is away on vacation. Kat is needing rest because she's got work early in the morning. So we're just, it's fine. We got this.
Yeah. We're the responsible ones.
Yeah. Committed to making sure you guys get a show. I want you to know that. Well, without, too much further ado, let's just get into what we've been playing, huh? With some music. So it's been a little bit lighter week in the gaming sphere. Played mostly Heroes, but I've been back into the Zelda quite a bit. Last week I was going through the Trial of the Sword and lamenting the challenges that lied within. And I can say that I gotta find my Zelda footage. Where did it go? So we gotta make sure we get that copyright claim from Nintendo here. Hold on.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nintendo. Thanks. That's super cool.
Yep. Sponsor us.
There it is. Found
I'm sorry,
it.
I forced that. Never mind. Don't sponsor us.
Yeah, don't.
We don't want your filthy
Nintendo
money.
blood money.
Filthy Super Nintendo Classic money.
I'm just gonna speed up a little bit here there we go. There's some new stuff. So yeah, I conquered it. I beat the Trial of the Sword and have unlocked the true splendor of the Master Sword, which is, I want to give a little spoiler warning here. A little spoiler. It's less splendorous than other game sites had reported originally. So
Splendiferous?
yeah, it's only maybe splendiferous. Originally, I had seen it reported that this would make the Master Sword indestructible, which is not the case.
My uncle who works for Nintendo says there's a way to do that.
Yeah, does he? Does
Yeah,
it involve? You have to get the Triforce. You have to
Twice.
play the twice. Well, I'm here to tell you that.
Swear to God it works.
At least we should call the hotline, the Nintendo Help Direct line. There is a strange icon on my screen here. Let me see if I can get rid of that. Anyway, I got it. I did it. I'm the best gamer in the world. Here's a pro tip. The Master Sword can still be destroyed. That's what I wanted to get out first. Here's a pro tip, though, for you to get through the Trial of the Sword. There are special arrows you can find called ancient arrows. And if you didn't know, if you shoot an ancient arrow at a regular enemy, it will suck it into a black hole and make it disappear. I did not know that going into this, and had been fighting Lionels and fucking flying guardians and all kinds of really tough shit. And I've been saving my ancient arrows thinking I could only use them on the guardians to make those easier. And yeah, once I realized, I was like, I'm just gonna shoot one of these at a Lionel and see what happens, and it just sucked it into oblivion. I was like, oh, that's actually makes this a whole lot easier. So
You were playing on expert mode.
yeah, every time I found a Lionel, I just shot that thing right into Rick and Morty land, and after that, wasn't so bad. I beat it the very next time. So there you go.
There you
go, everybody.
So when you say the Master Sword breaks, does it just like have to be recharged? Is that how that works? Because how can the Master Sword break? You can't just be like, oh, broke it. I guess I'll throw it
Right.
away and
Oh,
pick up a
son of a
club.
bitch! I done broke it. Yeah, it's depressing how it happens. So everything has durability in the game, right?
Hmm.
Normally, when the durability runs out, the thing just breaks and it's gone forever. With the
Yeah.
Master Sword, what happens is you get a message saying not that it's gonna break soon, but that it's low on energy. And so when that happens, it disappears, it goes back into your inventory, and you have to wait like 10 minutes for it to recharge, and then it pops. Then you can re-equip it.
Yeah, it's better
Yeah,
than it breaking, because breaking would just be real dumb. But it
right.
seems a little forced, a little bit like,
It
oh,
is.
your batteries are low on your Master Sword.
Right. I don't remember having to do that in any of Link's other adventures. Like, oh
Yeah,
shit, I done used up all the blade juice.
yeah.
So,
Is it like a laser sword? Is it like an energy sword, like a lightsaber, or is it
um,
just like a regular ass sword that just happens to use
well,
energy?
that's a good question, Brian. Normally,
Splendiferous. Yes.
when you use your regular old Master Sword, it's just a regular sword, just a regular old sword. Um, when you get near either things that are afflicted with that blight stuff that you have run into a couple times,
Mm-hmm.
or the guardians, it awakens it, and you get to see that glow. It makes it almost look like a lightsaber. It's glowing blue.
Oh, is it like, hey, there's something bad nearby. I'm gonna
Yeah,
wake up and kick some ass. Yeah,
yeah. I think the function
it's
of
all
that
right.
is so that when you're fighting a boss or something, your master sword doesn't just break during it. And
Yeah,
it also does more damage during those times.
that would
So,
be not befitting a hero.
right. So what happens when you unlock the full splendor of it, it makes it so that it's in its powered up state all the time. So it increases the durability by a lot. It goes up to like I think a durability rating of 200, and doubles the damage of the sword always. So it's at like 60 damage, which is pretty high for a one-handed weapon in the game. Which is so it's still not bad. It's a good reward for the challenge. It means that you can run around and chop rocks and trees and stuff with your master sword if you want, without having to worry about it running out of
Oh,
energy immediately afterwards. Um,
yeah, you don't want a weapon that makes the game trivial.
yeah, I think that's the point. Is they wanted to keep that mechanic so that you are still having to think about what you're using, so that it doesn't just make all the other weapons in the game obsolete. I
Hmm.
get it. I just feel like at that point I've sunk how many hours into this and got through that DLC. It would have been cool to just have one thing that I didn't have to worry about doing that with, but it's fine. The grand scheme of things, I'm really happy that I did it. It was fun. It was a fun challenge to get through, and overall the DLC's been pretty satisfying. So I've been going through and collecting the different like cosmetic unlockable things. I've got Majora's Mask now. I've got most of Tingle's outfit, the Phantom armor. Just some of the other goofy little things in there. So
Yeah, so they're gonna add his shirt from Wind Waker, his like blue,
the lobster shirt, yeah.
yeah, the lobster shirt.
Yeah, that's coming in the next DLC pack, the one with the more story-driven content.
Hmm.
So, yeah, they've been releasing little tidbits about that. So it sounds like that's going to be, um, you're still going to be playing as Link. There was a lot of people speculating that you'd be playing as the different champions and not as Link. So it sounds like you're going to get a little bit more of the interactions, with Zelda and the different champions, which is something that I think the game needs really, really bad. Um,
Yeah,
I know you and I have been talking, and I think this definitely leans very heavy into just letting you explore and finding what you find interesting in the world, and doesn't try to guide you very well. And I think that's been a barrier for you to really kind of get hooked into it.
yeah, I like that in theory, but the problem is nothing has really hooked me. Like I love just sort of the like passive, peaceful, open world.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go run through the woods and see what I see and listen to the sounds, and like it does the open world stuff great. It's just when I get outside that stuff, none of it's really hooked me in any way.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Man, that was a hell of a fight.
Yeah, I really, really took some time with that one. Yeah, I was getting worked by that thing. This is very late in the trial.
It's all right.
This,
You had a lot of steaks and berries and stuff, so you got through it.
yeah, yeah, yep. Oh, slight spoiler. That was the end of one of the series of trials there. Yeah, it takes you to some pretty cool Matrix-looking room here. Anyway, yeah, there you go.
You think that's air you're breathing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So, I don't know. I think overall, I'm still super happy with the game. I think it's got areas that it could improve, and I'm hoping that DLC pack does just that. Gives a little bit more backstory, a little bit more weight to the world, and a little more life to the characters that you get to see through the memories and things like that. I think that'll be cool.
Yeah, sounds good.
We'll get that in the holiday times.
Tyler, at any
yes.
point, let's say maybe when you were fighting Ganon, did you put the Nintendo Switch T-shirt on Link?
No. I
Okay,
spent.
that's fine.
Okay, so the Nintendo Switch T-shirt you unlock on the Great Plateau when you first start out,
Fittingly.
and it was the first like shirt that wasn't a piece of garbage trash rag or something that I had found. And so I had to wear that for an uncomfortable amount of time until I found something better. And I was real kind of mad about it at first,
I
because like
can see that.
all of the screenshots I was taking of like my first experiences with the game had this stupid fucking red Nintendo Switch T-shirt on.
Link's out here with a Pepsi hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Immersion
bad.
broken.
It was real bad. I don't know why they did that. I'm okay with some silly stuff like
It's branding, yo.
I just the fact that they included it as like, here's the sweet pre-order bonus for buying the DLC.
All right,
You
that's
get
your
this
incentive.
cool
People are
ass
going to be like,
t-shirt.
I don't know if I want it, but I'm going to get that Switch shirt. So yeah, I'm not going to miss that.
Sold. Yep. So Nintendo, please just give us lobster t-shirts. Give us anything. Don't make me wear a Nintendo Switch logo t-shirt on my Link, please. Anyway, end rant. Brian, speaking of the Switch, let's keep a theme going here.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you tell me what Gonner is? Gonner. It's weird to say. Gonner.
Yeah, I think I've seen it where all the letters are capital except for the O. So you figure it out. There's no umlauts. So it's a roguelike. It's a little platformer with this very minimalist art.
Okay.
Oh, things are happening on my screen.
Yeah, try to ignore what I'm doing.
It's fine.
There you go.
Yeah, the game is super difficult. Like it's a roguelike, so you just play until you die and then you start over.
Okay.
There are upgrades you can find throughout the game, and when you find an upgrade, it becomes available to you to start with the next time you play. So you can kind of go in and choose your loadout from the things that you found during the game.
Okay.
Your dude's head falls off when he gets hit by stuff, but you have an assortment of heads that you can choose from.
Just pop a spare head on.
Yeah, exactly. They seem to have different like abilities that they give you. I know one gives you an extra heart. One makes it so your head can't be knocked off. But I think it's like it doesn't have the extra heart, so there's a trade-off there. Yeah, because when your head gets knocked off, you gotta go get it. You can't just fight without a head.
Well, yeah. I mean, what are you gonna do? Oh, you can jump on enemies to kill them?
Yes.
That's cool.
I found that really difficult so far. I don't know if it's something with the timing of your jumps or the way the enemies move, but I've played a lot of platformers, and I'm having a hard time timing that just right to kill some of the enemies. You know, like the equivalent of a Goomba walks up, and I'm just like, you're dead, and then I jump next to it, and it runs into me, and I feel dumb. Yeah, it's a neat game. It's really fun. It's just it's tough. I've died a lot. Like, you find these little purple squares that are like currency, and you can continue for 5 of those, but I've never gotten 5 of those. So
okay.
Yeah.
It's
the art style's hard to describe. It's
yeah. It reminds me a bit of like Castle Crashers, like those Newgrounds games a little bit, like Flash kind of style stuff.
It's real minimalist though. Like it's all black background and
single
like
colors.
the walls and the floors are like colored in. as you walk, so there's a lot of black on the screen that gets filled in as you move. It starts you off with a double jump and a wall jump, which I appreciate. You can jump up and down walls and slide down walls right from the get-go, so you feel pretty mobile right
You're
off the
going
rip.
into some kind of like a cat snake intestine thing. Yeah,
Like you do.
yeah, I like that.
So, yep, I took it to work today and played on my lunch break. It's the first time I have used the kickstand on the Switch. I popped the Joy-Cons off and opened up the kickstand, and that worked surprisingly well. That felt really good.
Yeah, I caught you in the break room. You know, just use your giant hands to grip that tiny little Joy-Con there.
Yeah.
You handled it fine.
Big old meat hooks. Yeah. I haven't tried it with the Pro Controller yet.
That might be better.
I may do so, yeah.
Yeah, if you want to borrow my little NES style controller there,
yeah,
you can
for
feel
sure.
free to really relive the
You
platforming days. If you're not just getting eaten by that snake. Sorry. Yeah, I tried it. It's pretty good. It's pretty all right. I died super quick. Just got smoked. Like, didn't take long at all. But no, I dig it. It seems like the controls are real tight. They are weird though. You're using what is it? Is it B to jump and
A,
Y to
the
shoot?
one all the way to the right. I think it's A. And then the button on the top to shoot, which I don't.
X. It's weird.
I think you can use the triggers to shoot as well, though I discovered. So.
Oh.
But yeah.
That
I've had a fair amount of deaths just from hitting the wrong button. You know, like a monster comes at me and I panic, and then I, press X and die.
Yep, I've just... Oh, shoot, that's not the shoot button. That's how I died a couple times in this game, so...
Seems like a good lunch break game. It's a good pick up and put down.
It's something that we've been desperately asking for on the Switch, so it seems like a real good fit. Just something that you can keep with you and play for a little bit and toss it back in your bag and go about your way. It's good. It being a roguelike helps that too, so you're not, you're not worried so much about progression and if you die, oh well.
Yeah, I'm not sure where the progression ultimately goes. I'm not sure what I'm doing in the game. I just know that I'm dying a lot. So
I'm sure it'll pay off at some point here.
Yeah, once I die less, I'm sure I'll figure it out.
Cool, man. Yeah, I'm still entertaining the idea of picking up Mighty Gunvolt Burst for mine.
Me too.
I want to hear Luke talk about it a little bit more. So maybe after he gets back from hanging out in the woods, we'll see how he's liking that. Maybe I can be convinced to pick that up because I'm looking for something like that too. Sometimes I pick up Zelda.
What kind of gun is this? Sorry.
It seems to be like a laser.
It's like a lightning gun.
Yeah, that's neat. That
seems all right.
Yeah, shits out lightning on the ground. Now he's got a tiny head. That seems good.
Yeah, I'm interested in Mighty Gunvolt Burst.
Yeah,
what is it?
You got it. That's it. You nailed it.
Is that all the words? Okay.
That's all the words.
Yeah.
It just seems like a random assortment of words, but I'm sure it makes sense. But no, I was going to say, like, there's times where I pick up Zelda and I hop on my horse and I run around for a bit and I go, oh, I don't really know what the fuck I want to do right now.
Right.
And,
I've got 10 minutes.
Right. So I play it for a little bit and go, okay, I went to a different place and I killed a few moblins along the way and...
Done.
Guess I'm done with it now, yeah. So... Just Virtual Console, my weekly request, can we just get the Virtual Console, please? Thank you. All right.
Yes.
Moving on. I played a game that I've been ranting about for years now. It's called Nope. Let me try again. It's called Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. And the reason I did that is because they just recently released an update that is going to... Let me see if I can find it here. It adds something called the Nemesis Forge. So, the Nemesis Forge is going to take your nemesis from Shadow of Mordor and make them carry over into Shadow of War when that game comes out in October. So, I decided to get in there and see who my nemesis was, and it's Narug the Whisperer here. And so I decided that I don't like that guy, and I'm gonna go try to kill him, so I can get a better nemesis to come with me into the sequel when I get there.
You're just a shitty nemesis.
Yeah, this guy, like, the Whisperer. I'm gonna let the Whisperer come with me.
That's not scary.
No.
So Tyler.
Yes.
I think I saw gameplay footage of Shadow of War where you're like possessing your enemy or something. Like,
yeah.
Like you get your shadowy hands all up in them, and
yeah. If you watch what's going on the screen right now, you get to see some of that. I just did that to a couple of Uruks there.
Is that in Shadow of Mordor as well?
Yep. You didn't make that far, huh?
Nope.
Yeah. So in Shadow of Mordor, the whole concept is you're a ranger who gets brought back to life by a wraith. He gets possessed by this wraith. And what you're doing is you're basically turning Sauron's armies against him by taking over, like mind controlling these orcs and using them to fight against him. So it's something I don't think you really start doing until the second half of the game, where you're like trying to convert them. So that's probably why you didn't get that far. But I think he gets the ability to just like turn them to his side fairly early on. I can't remember exactly.
I think I put maybe 5 or 6 hours in it.
Okay. It's a pretty long game. I want to say it's, closer to like 20, 30. You could probably put into it to get all the way through it. I 100% had completed this game, so it's Lord of the Rings, man. It's Lord of the Rings, yep. And yeah, go ahead and ask me anything about it. But you can see here I'm real rusty at it. Like, I'm coming off of Zelda, where the controls are really I don't know, just super responsive, and
yeah.
You don't really have to have a whole lot of rhythm to your attacks. This is more the style of the Arkham games, where it's all about like the rhythm of your attacks. It's almost like it reminds me almost of like a Guitar Hero style thing, the way you're timing your abilities and that sort of thing.
I was gonna say it's like a fighting game where you get into patterns and.
Yep, it's all about like getting into kind of like a flow of combat and having to respond to the different visual cues. Like these big shield guys, you can't fight the same way that you fight normal stuff. He's just blocking like all my attacks. It's all pretty rusty from what you're seeing in this gameplay stream. But anyway, it's it's a great game. I forgot how much I liked it. I'm probably gonna put a few more hours into this thing to try to sculpt my nemesis for the sequel.
Right.
Because you can kind of. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. There's some stuff that you can see when you die. There's this whole hierarchy that kind of shifts and changes based on you dying.
Right, so, whichever orc happened to kill you becomes a named dude now. Is that how that works?
Yeah. So
that's kind of neat. I'm surprised other games didn't borrow from this a little more. It seems like a cool system instead of just slaughtering waves of nameless enemies.
Yeah, and they do it. It's they really nailed the feel like the movies. That all the orcs have, like, the Cockney British accents and just like sound real ridiculous. Anytime you get into a fight with like one of the already named ones, the captains or the leaders, they call you out. Like, it all like zooms in and on their faces, and they're like, "Grave Walker,
right?
I'm gonna split you in two." And they do this whole little.
We ain't had nothing but moldy bread for weeks.
Yeah. Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys. Yeah, that whole deal. I'm
sorry to anyone who's listening.
Yeah, these accents are brutal, and I apologize.
Just in general.
But yeah, it's a good time, man. This game's real cool, and I start getting the hang of the combat here, and then I get smoked by. I get a little overzealous. There's like a whole group of them here, and I don't remember how to do any of my like super abilities. So
you're just kind of button mashing.
I've at this point I've figured out that I can do like a quick execute with a 2-button press combo, but I keep getting downed, and yeah, right here I get smoked by a javelin guy. Takes me down.
Yeah, and he becomes Carl the Orc.
Yeah, Snagog. He goes, "That's one way to get promoted," and then he literally gets promoted. And they said they modeled this whole part after sports games, like what they're doing when they're simulating like a season, or I'm missing the word I'm looking for here, but
yep, I heard that.
The idea is like when you do a
Like,
full campaign or whatever, a full
like the
season tour.
hierarchy change.
Yep, they're all like little puzzle pieces, and they start moving around. So like this guy decides to ambush the dude in front of him and takes over his spot. Some of them will kill each other just randomly. Some of them will just get killed by animals or something, and
Sure.
Somebody else will go in and fill in their spot.
It's like the mob. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the mob. Yeah.
So Mike in the chat says, I heard you can die on purpose to move your possessed orc up in ranks if you die to that orc.
Yeah. Yep.
Like feeding.
Yeah, you can do that. The trouble with that though is that all the other ones can still move up too. So your nemesis might be, rank 19, and you decide to die to help your guy move up, and he also ranks up now. So you can do that to an extent, but I think at some point they all cap out anyway. And there's other ways to do that too. Like you can go and command your possessed guys to go attack other ones. That's what I wound up doing here. Instead of trying to do that thing where I assaulted his stronghold and had to fight off a billion orcs, I took one of my captains, went over and commanded him to start a riot at the other one's place, and then ambushed him there and wound up taking him down that way. So there's some cool stuff that you can do with, the ones that are part of your army to manipulate the battlefield and gain an advantage.
Not just a brute force approach.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you can take just regular grunts and send them to make a death threat to one of the other captains, and it will increase their chances of dropping an epic rune, which are different like augmentations you can slot into your weapons to make them do different things. Kind of like perks. It's like a perk system.
Gotcha. Yep.
And then they'll also gain bodyguards because you send a death threat, so they'll know that you're coming and kind of prepare for it. So it'll be a harder fight, but the rewards will be greater. There's a lot of neat little tricks to the way the game works. It seems like they're gonna really dive into like sieges and different types of warfare in the new game. Like I think the idea is that you've already got an army, you're not trying to build it anymore. So now
you have a stronghold and different forts and keeps around the land.
Yeah. In this game, everything's kind of smaller. Even like the big orc encampments are just kind of, little small towns of ramshackle huts and stuff. It looks like in Shadow of War, they show like full-scale cities and stuff under siege, which should be pretty cool. So yeah, I'm excited for it. This getting back into it kind of reignited my interest in the series, and I'm definitely more hyped for Shadow of War now.
Gotta get that $300 dragon statue. Is that what it was?
No, I'm not going to be doing that.
No.
I think you're right though. Yeah, it's like it's one of the. Shit, why am I'm such a Lord of the Rings nerd now. I can't remember the Nazgul.
Wyvern.
The things, the big
wraiths with wings. Yeah,
the big flying things. It's fine. We'll figure it out at some point. The donkeys. They use donkeys to make the sounds. Anyway, no one knows what I'm talking about.
The eagles, the Gandalf birds. Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the evil ones. It's fine.
Gandalf didn't have evil birds, Tyler.
Okay. Anyway,
I read the book.
Did you? It was in the book with the evil birds?
Probably. Yeah,
Okay.
It's been a minute. I read the trilogy before the first movie came out because I knew once I watched the movies I would never go back and read the books after.
Oh, see, I did the opposite. I watched the movies first and then got super interested in reading the books because I wanted like more. It was like an expansion.
Yeah, I don't know. That might have been better. I did not enjoy the Lord of the Rings trilogy, not the books. The books were kind of a slog for me to get through. The Hobbit was great. It was a great read.
Yeah.
Shitty trilogy. Go on.
Yeah. Yep, shots fired. Fuck you, Peter Jackson, for... No, I take that back. Fuck you, New Line Cinema, for ruining The Hobbit. There you go, I said it. Those movies were garbage. But the Lord of the Rings movies are a treasure, so...
Yes.
And I think this game falls somewhere in the middle. I think
Extended edition only.
I think it's really good. Yeah, you're right. Definitely extended edition.
Yep.
Yeah, no, this is good. This definitely borrows from the movies, not the books. It's its own
Yeah.
separate thing that takes place in between the two different trilogies.
Yeah, the
And
books were
it's-
very much not about, hack and slash and body count and
Yeah.
bitchin' combat.
Yeah. This is all about revenge. It's a revenge tale, which is not really what the Lord of the Rings movies are about. Anyway, Shadow of Mordor. Get it now. Game of the Year 2014. Still good in 2017, and it'll get you ready for Shadow of War in October. There you go. Brian, what the heck is Woopo?
It is a little weirdo indie game that I found on Steam.
Why did you buy it? Why did you do this?
Well, it literally looks like it was made in Microsoft Paint.
Yeah, it does. It's kind of cool.
Well, it's hard to explain. It's got this quirky sort of like Nintendo feel, like with the dialogue and the humor and even the gameplay. Like you're this little blob. You're this little oh god, I can't remember the name of him. You're this little blob dude.
Okay.
And at the beginning of the game, you
Not
get
Kirby.
thrown out of your blob hotel that you live in.
Sure.
The concierge just comes into your room and just hucks you right off the balcony.
Wow.
Yeah, because you're kind of a slob, and you go down to the front desk and you get some ice cream, and you're rolling back to your room, and you're just getting ice cream all over the floor. And he's like, "That's it. I've had it.
Enough of your shit, Blob. Get on out of here.
Mm-hmm.
You can bounce on mushrooms. That's good.
Yeah, it's a really charming. I guess I'd call it an action RPG. No,
A platformer, an action platformer.
It's an open world platformer. There we go.
Okay.
It seems to be heavy on exploration and light on combat. There's lots of little goodies to find.
Is there more ice cream?
Not yet, but I have a
Son of
cone.
a bitch. Oh, you do?
I have a cone.
Okay.
Yeah, there's lots of little things to equip and little people to talk to, and it's a very charming, tongue-in-cheek, doesn't take itself too seriously experience, and it feels like a Nintendo game. It feels like a 16-bit era Nintendo game to me. I don't know. It's fun.
It's neat.
Yeah, neat's a good word for it.
It looks neat. Oh, there's little dildo men, snail worms. Oh, you're just barfing colors on them.
Yeah, not everything's a dildo, Tyler.
Well, if you try hard enough, it is.
All right, that's fair. I retract my statement.
There you go. So, is shooting colors part of this?
There's a lot of little things you can find and equip. There's
Okay.
there's helmets and stuff. This is a gum gun. So
Okay.
I think it's bubble gum.
All right. Warning, the
Obviously.
sinkhole ahead. Just warning about it. That's good.
Yeah.
Oh,
You put signs there.
okay.
The world seems to be huge. There's no map, which is a little. That's not great. There's no map, but
You don't like not having a map. I know.
I don't
that
like
about
not
you.
having a map.
I like to know what you're up against. What
Exactly.
your surroundings are. Huh.
There's lots of little peoples to talk to, and just little nooks and crannies to find.
This looks good. This looks like the right kind of thing.
It surprisingly is. It's strange, and I'm not explaining it well. I don't know how to explain it well, but
I think if it didn't sell you you got kicked out of the hotel that you live in, because you're getting ice cream all over the place, just pass on it. It's not going to be for you.
That's safe.
But I want to know more. I want to get back to my hotel life. That seems good. He's got a pot helmet.
Just I don't know, just the feel and the puns and the dialogue feels like Nintendo to me.
Yeah. Yeah, for being shitty MS Paint art, it looks surprisingly good. Like, they made it work. That's cool. I want to play that. It's on the Steam? Oh my god, you have a bird on your head. Yep.
My only gripe after a couple of hours is it's fairly aimless as far as doesn't really give you any clues as to where you should be going. So there's a lot of times where it's like, oh, I don't know where I should go next. I guess I'll go back and check everything and see where I can go if there's any little paths I missed or anything. And that can get old if like if you're like, okay, I've been looking around for 15 minutes now and I don't know where I'm supposed to be.
Gotcha.
But yeah, this seems like a little hidden gem.
That's cool. I like the birds like taunting you. What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Well, let's change the tone up a little bit. You got all up in the Diablo III again, because they done had an expansion, sort of, not an expansion, but some new content, some DLC.
Yeah, the Necromancer.
A beloved class, the most requested class.
That was my first class when I first played Diablo II many years ago. Yeah, my computer died last week, so I went to buy a new one, and a Battle.net gift card fell into my cart.
Yeah, it's weird they do that.
Yep. And
I mean, if you're already buying a computer at that point,
yeah,
what's $20?
Exactly. Thank you. That was the logic I used as well.
Yeah.
And then I got a copy for my wife, so we've been running dual Necromancers.
Cool.
So far, we're in the low 40s. Yeah, I don't know. It's Diablo 3. Like, you know, the core feel's not gonna change. You've got lots of skills to choose from, lots of equipment. You're just cutting down hordes of enemies. It does kind of feel like the Witch Doctor so far, which isn't too surprising because the Witch Doctor kind of felt like, you know, like we're not going to have a Necromancer, but here's something that's pretty similar.
Right.
You've got things you summon. Yeah. You know, you've got lots of bony shit you shoot, lots of poison.
Right.
I'm digging it so far because it's a new class and I like the whole, you know, death and bones and stuff vibe it's got going on.
Love them bones.
Corpse explosions, super fun.
Yeah, I think I was watching a developer inside thing, and they're saying they had to like rework the way that it works, because in Diablo 3 when you kill something, it goes everywhere. Like, it just explodes. The corpse goes everywhere, so they had to like make everything drop a corpse so that you could target it and explode it. It's pretty neat.
So yeah, it's enough to draw me back into the game. I don't know for how long. I'd say it kind of meets expectations so far. Like, I'm the target audience for this. I loved Diablo 2 and I love the Necromancer. So
does it feel like the D2 Necromancer?
No, but it's been so many years.
Okay.
I'm not sure I could answer that anymore.
Gotcha. I'm seeing a lot of the skills that I know are, you know, from there. I'm seeing, you know, things that look enough like it to...
Oh, yeah, you got, you know, Bone Spear, and you got Raised Golem, and you got Skeletons, and a variety of curses.
I heard they managed to get Revive to work, so now you can actually, like, bring back the huge demons and stuff and have them running around on your side. That's pretty cool.
Yep, yeah, you can build them for melee or for range.
I mean to check it out. It's on my radar. I want to do it. It just I'm in that limbo mode where I'm like, I want to get something for the Switch. I want to get this. I want to, you know,
want to play Heroes.
Want to play Heroes. That's really what it comes down to. Is the Heroes summer event is still going on. You know, could be getting more loot boxes in there, which is what I really want to be doing. So.
Yeah. Do you though?
No, actually, I do.
Do you enjoy being disappointed? I mean,
look,
it's entertaining for me.
World of opportunity. Yeah, the other night when I was like, I wonder if I should re-roll this chest.
Yeah,
and you were like,
something not great.
You should roll those dice.
The maximum number of times.
I put as much money as I could, as much gold into it as I could, and wound up with something worse each time. So yeah, that was a fun little trip to go down. But, you know, for every one of those, there's about a dozen more of those, and then...
There you go.
Then
for every 5 of those,
like
there's
every
something good that
15th or
drops.
something, yeah, you get something that you want, or something at least rare. So there you go.
Here's some skins I don't like, but I don't have them, so
I did
it could
open a
just be
surfboard.
voice lines.
I opened a surfboard and 2 tracer skins that I wanted, so
Yeah, the surfboard's pretty good.
Gotten some decent stuff out of there. But anyway, yeah. So that's D3. I think it would be really fun if we got like 4 of us to just all run around as necromancers and just see how much shit we can get on the screen at once. That might
just with 2 of us, there's quite a bit.
Yeah, sounds like it would be a handful.
Mm-hmm.
Diablo is it's such crack. It's like, I know if I get back into it, I'm going to be like, well, I got to find a set. I got to complete a set and, start running rifts, and I'll get into that whole hamster wheel again.
Yep.
And
yeah,
that's the danger of it.
The rifts are super fun. The point where the game stops being fun for me is when there are specific pieces of gear that I'm chasing that I'm just waiting for them to drop. It's like, yep, I'm going to play for 3 hours tonight and hope that sword drops. Oh, it didn't.
Right.
Okay. Maybe tomorrow.
Yep. So, anyway, Diablo 3, get on after it.
Yeah, it's still kicking.
Still in there kicking around. What else do we got? Is that all? Is that it for the games that we've been playing? I think so.
I think it might be.
Yeah, Gonner. Yep, that'll do it. Well, let's get into some news, huh?
We did play some Heroes of the Storm.
Well, we kind of talked about that, didn't we?
Yeah, there's really not much to talk about.
Stop the music.
I think we already talked about Stukov next week.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, Stukov.
Did we mention him?
He's going to have a big, crazy arm. Do I have a thing for him? Stukov. Heroes. Let's see if I can find a little thing. I don't know if we mentioned
him last week. I don't remember.
He's going to have a bunch of crazy shit. His ults look amazing. He has one that can just push somebody forever until they hit something. He has another one that can just slap him away with his big mutated arm. He looks real cool.
Yeah, it's AoE heals and yep.
He's a Zerg support,
Dots.
which is kind of cool. Yeah. Here we go. I got a little bit of gameplay of him here. Here's something I guess we could bring up about him. I saw somebody get rather upset that they thought he looked like a Nazi and was all offended by that. I'm not here to tell people what they can and can't be offended by, but I don't know if a space Nazi with this big, gooey, gross, infested arm is something I would spend a whole lot of time getting bent out of shape over.
I think that's one of the most important things right now.
Yeah, I know. I know there's a lot of things to be upset with in the world, and this is definitely high on the priority list, but I'm just saying, maybe it's okay. And he's also Russian, so come on. You can't be a Nazi if he's
That makes
Russian.
it better. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. What I'm trying to tell you is don't worry about it, internet. Just enjoy this. Put purple goop on the ground with your crazy arm and silence people and root them. It'll be a blast.
Yeah, that's all you gotta do.
Don't think about his Nazi-looking uniform. Just don't think about it, and it'll be better. I promise.
That's life advice.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, Heroes of the Storm. Come play it with us. Come check it out. We'll be gentle, and you'll enjoy it. I promise. You get loot boxes, and they'll have good stuff in them. I'm sure of it.
If you don't already own a whole ton of stuff, yeah, that can be a fun process.
Yeah, sure it'll be good. All right, I'm gonna play music now, and then we're gonna talk about news. Okay?
All right, I'm gonna let you. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
I'll allow it.
All right, so speaking of Blizzard things, it's a Blizzard heavy show. Overwatch is getting a new hero. Their 25th hero. It's Doomfist. We've been hearing about Doomfist since the opening cinematic that they released for the game. That's exciting, right, Brian? Aren't you excited?
Yes.
You don't have to fake it.
I'm unable to
It's
contain.
fine.
No, It's good. It's
It's
not Terry Crews.
it's not Terry Crews, and I get it. Okay,
Blizzard, please.
he's Nigerian. The guy, Doomfist. Okay, so you had to get a guy that sounded a little more African than Terry Crews. I get it, but come on, man.
Still disappointing.
Yeah, Terry Crews is just one of the best people.
Yeah.
I want him to be involved in some manner. Maybe they could give him, here you go, I got an idea. Give him a skin that's just Terry Crews. It's just Terry Crews. He doesn't have the big crazy arm. It's just a regular old Terry Crews. And then you let Terry Crews voice it, and it's just a skin for him. There you go. Solved it. Done.
They would sell a shit pot of those if they sold skins.
There you go. They would sell a shit pot of loot boxes for people trying to open that skin. I would go buy some right now today if that were an option. Because I just love Terry Crews that much.
Yeah, then I start wanting other people in it, though. You know, can we get Dana Carvey in there? Can we get a Dana Carvey skin for somebody?
Tracer, yes. Dana Carvey Tracer skin. Print it, send it, ship it. Yep. That's what I want.
Done.
Anyway, he looks neat. He's a melee fighter. He's got a big falcon punch and a rising uppercut and this meteor strike ability that he just leaps down and smashes his fist into the ground and hurts people. And of course, he also has a shotgun fist that he can shoot because why not? You gotta have some kind of range.
Is he a hero or a villain? Is he a hero?
He is a villain.
Doomfist. Yeah, okay.
He is a member.
Kind of says it in the name.
Yeah, it's right there in the name. He is a member of the Talon organization, along with Reaper and Sombra and Widowmaker. So he is definitely a villain. But he's got his own ideas, man. He's not here to play by your rules. Okay,
yeah, he's not your puppet.
Yeah, he's got a big cyber arm that he's gonna punch you in the face with. So yeah, get him now. He's on. I think he's on the PTR. You can play him and see for yourself what it's like to have a big bionic arm that you can punch people in the face with. Get it now, but it's not Terry Crews. So don't hurry. Also, Hearthstone is in the news again. Aren't you excited about Hearthstone, Brian?
More so than Overwatch.
This looks really cool.
I engaged with Hearthstone for a while.
So, Hearthstone... Oh god, this is loud. Hold on, sorry. I'm just going to put that away, and it's going to play an ad. Here you go, free ad, everybody.
There you go.
Hearthstone's expansion is called Knights of the Frozen Throne, and they are playing off of everyone's love for the best expansion to World of Warcraft, the Wrath of the Lich King. And I think the premise is just, hey, what if everyone died? What if everyone was dead and became Death Knights? Which seems pretty good. So it looks like they'll have the ability, like there'll be cards that change your hero into a undead Death Knight version of that hero.
That's a kind of a scary looking Jaina there.
Yeah, Jaina with just an undead face and a rune blade. Yep. It looks real cool.
Here to help.
I'm here to help
you die. Yep.
So this looks pretty cool. I am just about as burnt out on Hearthstone as I could possibly be.
Mm-hmm.
And the prospect of buying a shit pot of new cards to hopefully get any of the good ones that are in this expansion is not appealing to me whatsoever.
Mm-mm.
But for people who are way in on Hearthstone, this is... you couldn't ask for more. It's just a bunch of really cool cards and effects and art and everything that you like about the game. So I'm just convinced that I can't do that.
Yeah.
I have a few games that I already dumped money into that take a lot of my time, and this ain't one of them. So,
although this does say that they're doing away with the standalone paid adventures, and that every expansion is going to include free single player missions.
Interesting.
So those were always kind of fun. I always enjoyed, like the expansion, like the solo adventures in the expansions.
Yeah,
get some challenging fights and unlock some new cards. So.
Yeah, that used to be a thing you have to pay, $10-20 for, I want to say. So
yeah, that's
good. I could get down on that then.
All I know about Hearthstone these days is its fan base is always mad. That about sums it up for me.
Yeah, it seems like, I don't know, man. That's why I can't get into it. Like, when I play Hearthstone, even when I'm like kind of into it, I will play ranked enough to unlock the card back for that season, and then
Yep.
I go back to just playing quick play and, you know, the single player stuff and the tavern brawls and that sort of thing. I just don't ever put enough money into getting good cards so that I can have competitive decks, and that's what you have to do. I never have enough shards to craft anything, or dust, or whatever it is in this game.
Triangles. Yep.
Triangles. And it's a bummer because it's all done super well, and, you know, all the art's great, all the different effects, the gameplay, the moment-to-moment gameplay is fun. I can never bring myself to just dump money into maybe getting the cards I want. So,
yeah, collectible card games are in my past.
it's a trap.
Yeah.
But if that's what you're into, man, it's a good
It's
trap.
a good one of those.
Yep, for sure. So yeah, is it out now, or is it July 24th?
So. I think they just announced it.
Yep, July 24th. They don't wait real long, you know. They make an announcement and stuff's pretty much ready to go pretty quick after that.
I think that's preferable.
Here's what I will say. All of the art for these undead versions of these heroes would make really cool skins for Heroes of the Storm. Just saying, I'll take an undead Uther, I'll take an undead Rexar, Valera, Jaina, Thrall.
I still want Janitor Leoric.
You can say that every single time that we talk about skins, and it doesn't mean it's going to happen. But I hope it does, because it is a great skin concept.
Let me have this.
Yes. So yeah, Hearthstone, get that expansion on July 24th. And I think it's going to do it for this week. It's a little shorter than normal. Sorry, everybody, but you know,
I think
this thing, we think we're pretty well rounded here. If you've
I'm
got
definitely gonna finish Persona 5 this week for sure.
Really? Are you sure?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, I believe you this time.
What do you mean this time?
I thought you said that last week.
I don't think I did.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
I don't think there's any evidence of that.
Well, here you go. I've got something for everyone out there. If you've got something you want to hear us talk about on the show, you don't have to write an essay. You don't have to, to pour your heart and soul into this thing. Just drop us a line.
Roll your face on the keyboard. Yeah.
Smash your face into the keyboard. Just make sure that when you're done, you send that on over to mail@questlogcast.com, and we will check it out. We'll talk about whatever you want. You want to talk about Hearthstone? You want to talk about
pizza?
Your Nemesis and Shadow of Mordor? Pizza? You want to talk about scary things that happen in the bathroom to you when you're at work? Any of that is possible. And yeah, just send it right on over. You can find our show on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play Music. You can get the show right from questlogcast.com if you want. Nothing's stopping you. I think it's going to do it. Yeah. Thanks to Visager for the intro and outro music and all the fun little ditties that you heard throughout the show. And follow us on Twitter @questlogcast. I think that'll do it. Tune in next week. We've got Persona 5 to talk about.
For sure.
I might find some more outfits in Zelda. Who knows? Who knows who'll be here either? Might be just Brian and I again. That'd be all right.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Have a good week.
Catch you next time.
See ya.